Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Come along with me. Together with the truth you'll see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Share
Together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low. Together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong. Together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea. We are one in this community. In the night or in the day, girls will light and lead the way. Justin's heart and your support. Together we will hold the fort. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Ooh, hello, my cool cats and kittens. I have a really crappy camera on this laptop, so I apologize. How are you doing? Welcome to my bedroom. Welcome. Welcome to my monkey. There she is. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me this late night edition with your Pearl Girls. How you doing? How you doing? I'm still not home. I'll be home in the morning. Lord willing. Lord willing, I'll be home in the morning. We're gonna do a live though. We're gonna do a live. If you hit that thumbs up, I'll do a live. How about that? We've got a lot to talk about. We sure do. Like he's in a bunker. I am. Ginger. I am. So we're gonna talk about a few things here. Hold on, I have a monkey crawling up. Okay, she wants to get back down. Oh, you get camera shy, don't you? She gets camera shy. So a few things we're going to talk about. Emily Pike reported that she was SA'd 2 times, reported 2 days before she went into foster care. Is that why she's in foster care? We're going to talk about it. Emily Pike, for those of you who don't know, she was found in trash bags, dismembered, young girl. Very sad. She was found 100 miles away from where she was last seen. So there's that. We're going to get to that, Pebbles. We're going to get to that. Yes, a monkey bunker. a monkey bunker. Sherry Lynn, thank you so much, my dear. Coming in clutch. Hold on, gifting one pearl necklace. Thank you so much, Miss Sherry. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate that. If you received that pearl necklace, please make sure you thank our dear Sherry Lynn for that. Really do appreciate you, Miss Sherry Lynn. Sasha says, for some reason, I think it's weird he was wearing a sweatshirt. I think she's meaning Sebastian, to bed, but not at the Texas Roadhouse. But not at the Texas Roadhouse. It's odd. Um, it's like the Roadhouse was abrupt and the night was planned. That's interesting that you think that. I don't know if, to be honest with you, I don't believe. Oh my god. Oh my god. 1 second. She just knocked over my soda. 1 second. 6 seconds. We have the towel right here. This is the day in the life of a monkey. Hold on 1 second. I'm on a towel. Just 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. I'm exhausted. I mean, please don't do anything else. Okay. Thank you so much, Lady for Justice. Lord. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lady for Justice. Whew. I appreciate you, my dear. Too much monkey business going around here. And you're not a kitten. She just dropped my soda. I thankfully had a towel right there, so I just cleaned it up really quick. Laura says, Justin, really wish you would look at the Texas Roadhouse videos. I know how you feel. Just really look at them, in my opinion. So, Laura, I do feel a certain way about them, and there's not very many things I know in Sebastian's case. There's not very many things any of us knows in Sebastian's case, right? But the one thing I can tell you, the one thing that I can tell you, and honestly, people can believe me or not on this, but I will just tell you this. I can tell you that the Texas Roadhouse has absolutely nothing, zero, zilch, nada, and I mean nothing, to do with why Sebastian is missing. Trust me, when I first saw it, I thought, ooh, this is now. What I will say there, I think the Texas Roadhouse video is extremely valuable in the fact that we see how KK and Sebastian are. Everything's fine, even though they're not really having fun, it seems like, or anything like that. Is Muscles in here? Hey, Muscles, good to see you. Drew, Tugs, I see you. Ginger, me and you. D White, good to see everyone. Thank you for coming in. Hey, Janine, Kiki, D White, Black Skies, hello. And so, hey, Veronica, War, Hindsight. Yeah, I know Hindsight. I know. I need to talk to you a little bit more behind the scenes on that. But I can tell you. I can't tell you how I can tell you, but I can tell you that it is not related at all. Hey, Plant Lady, good to see you. Tam, Sorta, Morta, Marlene, good to see you all. So, but what I can say is that I still don't know why KK was taking videos or photos of him. I don't believe it was for food. I know, Lisa. I know, right? Yeah. Thank you for voicing your opinion on that. Thank you for voicing your opinion on that. I stand by every single thing I ever put out. But you're welcome to think that if you believe, those people. Um, Good for you. Um, you would think if you're going out to dinner, you would be smiling at least. That's what I'm saying, Glamour Fox. Like, um, you would think that, because the way KK made it seem, you're not getting the cat. The way KK made it seem like they was just having an amazing day, right? Every video or photo that I saw of them that day, there was no smile from Sebastian. None at all. None. At the bowling alley, is that true? Cassie Smiley said there was a video of KK hitting Sebastian at the bowling alley in the head. Is that true? I have not seen that, Cassie. I have not seen that. I have not seen that. Thank you for 10 months, my dear. Really do appreciate you very, very much. I mean, if Smiley's seen it, then I believe it. But I have not seen it. Lady for Justice, all for truth. Thank you so much, lady. Appreciate you so very much. Really do appreciate you. Reminds me of a Bengal cat, high energy. She's definitely high energy. She's definitely high energy. KK seemed very detached from Sebastian throwing the menu. I really feel like something may have went on during when they went home after the everything that they did that day when they went back home. Remember, she said, I put away groceries. Well, we now know that she said she just bought a couple things. There wasn't enough to even put groceries away. Yeah, exactly, Lakeside. Exactly. It felt, like when you're in public and you're with, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mom, your dad, or whatever, and you're trying to keep it cordial. You're like, pass the salt. There you go. And then you get out to the car and you're like, what? You know what I mean? Like one of those. That's what it felt like to me. That's what it felt like to me. That's exactly what it felt like. Or maybe KK was, sometimes she may not have been tense with Sebastian. It may have been tense with Edgar, and she took it out on who was around her. You know what I mean? Yeah, Veronica. Yeah. Yeah. So it could be something like that. It really could be. So a couple things. I do want to show you this with Emily Pike that we're going to get to Sebastian as well. Thank you, Blue Eyes. Thank you so much. Y'all hit the thumbs up, please. Emily Pike reported 2 sexual assaults before going into foster care. Remember, she is a
Your health
kid.
matters, which makes choosing a medical provider not
She
only a
is
big
a
decision.
kid, y'all. She is a kid. What? This breaks my heart, man. Hey, Roxy, good to see you. Breaks my heart, man. God, really sad. Okay, 8 seconds. Go. I hope they find this bastard, whoever did this to this poor baby. It's just...
There's new details about Emily Pike, that 14-year-old San Carlos Apache teen who ran away from a group home and was murdered earlier this year. The ABC 15 investigators confirming new information about how this teen was repeatedly victimized in the months before she was put in foster care. The FBI now tells us they investigated a report of Emily being sexually assaulted near White River in early 2023 on the Fort Apache Reservation. The FBI says the suspect from Emily's case is currently being prosecuted for sex crimes involving 2 other alleged victims. Then in July of 2023, Emily reported a second sex crime against her involving a different perpetrator on the San Carlos Apache Reservation. As the ABC 15 investigators first reported yesterday, the Bureau of Indian Affairs says their agents conducted a full investigation, but federal prosecutors say that case was never submitted for review and possible criminal charges. All of this coming to light as Gila County Sheriff investigators are looking at all possible leads to find whomever killed Emily and dumped her remains in a rural area near Globe.
Communities around.
Guys, question. Do y'all think that this is related? Do you think that one of the people that SA'd her is the unaliver? Like, what is going on here? Another Maddie Soto, like, oh my God, you're right. Lakeside. Oh my God, you're right. Oh man, that's bad. Oh, thank you, Tugs. Thank you, baby. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Next for you and Remy. Appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you, Tugs. Thank you so much, my friend. And thank you for being a member of the Pearl family as well. Yes, I was about to ask the same thing Moonflower says. Yes, I believe those reservations have their own police force. They do. They certainly do. They certainly do. And they have their own rules, their own laws. I think the person had somebody harm her. Elisa, good thinking. Very good thinking. Yes. Okay. You've made this person. Okay, you got me in trouble. You're not going to talk. Because let's be honest, someone who would do that to a child to begin with has no problem unaliving someone. I believe so. We're going to look at it. Or the mom's boyfriend. Oh my God. So we're going to, this case bothers me. It really bothers me. New details are emerging about the prior victimization of Emily Pike, an Arizona teen who was found unalived in February. Federal law enforcement agents told ABC 15 this week they investigated 2 SEXUAL assaults allegations from Emily in 2023. That was 2 years ago. What, she's 14? What, when she was 12? Oh my God. These poor kids, man. Shortly after the second report, San Carlos Apache Tribal Social Services workers took custody of Emily. She spent the next 18 months in foster care, including the Mesa Group Home, before she ran away in January of 2025. Her body was found near Globe on Valentine's Day of this year. No suspects has been identified in her unaliving. On Thursday, the FBI confirmed its agents investigated a report that Emily was SA'd in the White River area in early 2023. The alleged crime occurred on the Fort Apache Indian Reservation, so it did happen on the reservation. An FBI spokesperson told ABC 15 that the suspect was not prosecuted in Emily's case, but has been indicted on other federal charges. Federal court records show the man was indicted in 2024 on counts of aggravated SA, abuse of S contact, and S abuse of a minor. One of the victims listed in the indictment was between 12 and 16 years old when the crime occurred. Federal court records show the man was ordered to be detained in federal custody pending trial for July. ABC 15 previously reported, Emily also reported in July 2023 that she was being SA'd by a different perpetrator on the San Carlos Apache Indian Reservation. Tribal law enforcement officers referred the case to the Bureau of Indian Affairs, BIA. Agents conducted a full investigation, including arranging a specialized child forensic interview at a child advocacy center and coordinating with other agencies, including federal and tribal prosecutors and tribal social services. BIA spokesperson wrote in an email to ABC 15. A spokesperson for U.S. Attorney Phoenix told ABC 15 July 2023 was never submitted to our office for review. No criminal charges were ever filed. Wow. Wow. The San Carlos Apache tribe is offering a $75,000 reward to help find the person who killed Emily Pike. Guys, man. Does anyone know? Yeah, same Kelsey. Same girl. Mm-mm-mm. Where is the justice? Exactly, Lakeside. Where is the justice? I wonder, I mean, there's a rumor of a serial. Yeah, I'm feeling this it's not saying that it can't happen, but to go into a foster home twice because of SA, and then remember, oh my God, I just thought of something. Didn't she want to go back? She said she wanted to go back home. A game and fish, not police crazy. It's crazy, Rocco. Think about that. She wanted to go back to her mom's house. Right? She wanted to go back to her mom's house. Did someone go pick her up, and instead of taking her back home, unalived her? Yep. Yep. She had talked to them a couple days before. I bet you that's what happened. Betcha. She begged her mom to take her home. Yes. That's speculation, of course. Hey, Tara. Truth in Time. Amber. Hello, Wendy. Baby kisses. Sasha. Hello, everyone. Maybe the mom's boyfriend. I don't know, but that reservation knows more. They know more. They know more on that reservation. Mom may even know more. I just thought of that because she was like, she wanted to go back. That's really bad, man. Was she scared of something working at home? I wonder. I don't know. I really don't know. Here we go. Let's see what this says. This is really sad.
14-year-old girl from the San Carlos Apache Reservation was found dismembered on the side of a road on Valentine's Day. 18 months before she died, she had been living a nightmare.
Emily was last seen alive in a Mesa group home. She ran away, and for months, her family.
Oh, another realm, Tara. There was a case. There was another case. I don't know if it was a foster home or something like that. It was somewhere up where you live, Tara, and I was going to send it to you. But another case, there's a group home, and there was several girls SA'd at this group home. Not this one we're talking about today.
Emily didn't know why she was there. We now have the answers.
In July 2023, Emily was the victim of a sexual assault, and her life spiraled out of control. Her assailant was a relative and a frequent visitor to her home. Tribal social services removed Emily, put her in the group home, where she continued trying to commit suicide. She started running away. She once tried to hang herself from a doorknob and cut her wrists. On a trip with family members to Colorado, she reached for a police officer's gun and said she wanted to die. She told her family they were all going to hell and she would see them there. We confronted tribal officials about what happened to Emily Pike, and they didn't want to answer the questions. What we were able to show is the sexual assault was actually investigated by tribal game and fish, not the police. Her relative was
There's a lot of, I mean, they do it the way they do it, right? They have every right to do the way that they want on the tribal lands. I live an hour from, oh, I see you, Joe. But there is, on some of these tribal lands, there is a lot of problems that go on. And that's just the truth. Some of them more than others, right? Some of the tribes are in better and some not so much.
arrested, placed in custody for a couple days, and then tribal prosecutors, without explanation, decided to drop the charges, not prosecute the case.
Tribal officials are now promising to investigate her sexual assault based on our findings, but they still won't answer direct questions. You can read our continuing coverage at azcentral.com.
Without the ones like you working tirelessly.
All right, let me go through this really quick and see if there's anything. A special agent with the Bureau of Indian Affairs who had interviewed Emily said the 13-year-old could not answer questions about the attack and offer details that could not be independently verified according to the interviews and records shared with the Arizona Republic. Quote, Emily was unable to provide specific dates and times of when such offenses actually occurred, end quote. Special Agent Jose Vergado wrote on July 19, 2023, in the incident report, quote, the case lacked physical evidence and or corroborating information, end quote. Jose said he spoke with the U.S. Attorney's Office regarding the information and concluded the case would not be suitable for federal prosecution, end quote. But federal prosecutions maintain no federal or tribal law enforcement agency submitted a case for a review of charges, a required step before the prosecution is declined. Yeah, they can't decline it if they never got it. Hello? And that can be true too. Some victims don't. They literally, it's your mind protects you, right? When it's too traumatizing. And I mean, think of this. She was what, 11, 12 when this happened? Do you know how traumatizing that would be? Oh my God. Wait, Justin, don't they? Well, if it's reported immediately. That's if it's reported immediately. This poor girl, she lived so much heartache for her age. I mean, for any age. The Arizona U.S. Attorney's Office told the Republic it has no record of receiving paperwork or phone calls suggesting any agency tried to make a case in Emily's SA, even after tribal authorities briefly arrested a suspect in 2023. We never received a submission, end quote. U.S. Attorney Office spokesperson Esther Winnie told there was no written declaration, end quote. The tribe has faced scrutiny over its handling of SA reports, which occurred 18 months before Emily ran away from the Mesa group home. Her dismembered body was discovered off Highway 60 on Valentine's Day. On April 15, investigators by the Republic found the tribe's Game and Fish Department, not the San Carlos Apache Police Department, was the lead agency in the case, and tribal prosecutors released the suspect, who was not charged. The SA and its aftermath helped to explain Emily's dramatic behavioral shift. You think? She went from a soft-spoken, smiling artist to a withdrawn, oh my God, that's so sad, self-destructive teen who attempted to unalive herself on multiple occasions, even after the Tribal Social Services Department removed her from her home. Tribal leaders promised an independent review to find out why the alleged assailant wasn't charged and why the tribe's, quote, specialized law enforcement officers were excluded from the investigation. Emily Pike's SA case, quote, closely administratively could be reopened. A Bureau of Indian Affairs spokesperson told the Republic on April 30th the SA was closed administratively because of insufficient evidence. Quote, however, it can be reopened if additional information or evidence is provided, BIA spokesperson Joshua Barnett said in an email. Barnett maintained the BIA conducted a full investigation into Emily's SA report, including arranging a specialized forensic interview at a child advocacy center. He said the BIA coordinated its investigation with federal and tribal prosecutors and the Tribal Social Services Department. He declined to describe the role each played in the case or say if the agency was involved in the decision to close it. The tribe's Game and Fish Department, she's not a game animal and she's not a fish, so you shouldn't be doing that, referred all questions to Alexandria Ritchie, San Carlos Apache Attorney General. Ritchie is as an April 24th phone interview, blamed the U.S. Attorney's Office for refusing to prosecute and said any suggestion otherwise was, quote, absolutely false, end quote. Ritchie said he dealt directly with Assistant U.S. Attorney Thomas Simon on Emily's case, but Ritchie provided no documentation of their communication. The U.S. Attorney's Office, despite Ritchie's claim, quote, we have heard that allegation before, end quote, when he said, adding that Simon has no records relating to a submission in Emily's SA case and can't recall any official conversation about it. Even if a federal prosecutor received a call from law enforcement officials, it wouldn't be enough. When he said the U.S. Attorney's Office requires all cases to be submitted in writing before a charging decision is made. There's no record of that happening in Emily's SA case, she said. Yeah, they need at least a written. The FBI investigates SA cases involving children 12 years and younger. The Bureau of Indian Affairs investigation cases of SA of children 13 and older. The agency are supposed to be submitted by the U.S. Attorney's Office for prosecution. Misdemeanor cases can be handled by tribal prosecutors. The finger-pointing among federal and tribal agencies underscore what Emily's relatives describe as systematic failure, amen, in the tribal social safety net, and why so many agencies are unable to protect her. Quote, everyone let this girl down, Emily's uncle Allred Pike Jr. told the Republic. Quote, the system failed her in all aspects. That is the damn truth. That is the damn truth. Hey, Rach, good to see you, hon. Thank you so much, Tina. Really do appreciate you, my darling. How are you doing? Might want to check out Damon's live today. It's very interesting. Someone made a statement that Sebastian won't sleep in his bed again. Really? Really? How interesting. Let me see here. In my opinion, Emily was essayed and a punishment for it. That's, yeah. She was completely failed. Absolutely, completely failed. Hey, Brandy and Indy. Janine, hello. Sherry, Susie Little. It's your birthday, Susie Little. Happy birthday to you, Miss Susie Little. Mike Damon. Okay. Mike D. Mon. I think that's. How do you spell his last name? Is it D-A-M-D-A-N-N? Okay, A-N-N, I think. Okay, here it is. What part of it? Do you know which part it was? This is very interesting. We're going to finish.
I appeared on the Sweetie Pilo channel. And what I really.
Did they say it on Sweetie Pilo's channel? Because that's what we were going to finish this evening. Ooh, what's wrong with my computer now? Let's see here. You know what part it was? Let's see here.
Really like about her is that she is she has a desire to solve the case. She's all about the evidence, and she wants to figure out what happened. And there is not a desire to get her to defend her own opinion, which a lot of people have. A lot of people have confirmation bias, meaning they in their minds know exactly what happened. And anybody saying something that does not
That's what we're going through, Veronica. We were going to work on the Sweetie Pilo more this evening. Does anyone know? I think they did talk about it on Sweetie Pilo. Serenity, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. I'm not sure I've been on Kohlberger coverage. Yes, I need to try to do some Kohlberger this evening as well, at least midway through. It was CP. Okay.
a lie.
Let's see here. Let's see.
There's some folks that don't even know what's going on, and it's kind of like a shocker. Like, how do you not know? You know, it is amazing because in the past couple of weeks, you've got 2 cases. A 15-year-old boy that has vanished without a trace.
I know the part you're talking about. I know the part he's talking about. It's when he said, and we've got a child who's, and he stops. He was going to, in my opinion, Edgar was going to say, we've got a child who is never going to be in their bedroom again. Never going to be in their bed again. Is that what you're talking about? But he says he catches himself. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now that you're saying that. He's like, we got a child who's never going to be in his bed again. But then he totally was going to say it because he knows, in my opinion. Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank you, baby kisses.
You've got a 22-year-old, 6'4" or 7" college kid from Missouri who has vanished for.
1 second.
Chris the keyboard hate. Chris Foot is ready to go.
We have a bedroom that's empty that is never. Yes, he said that is never. Yes.
Oh.
Does he say it back here?
Case. Imagine.
Unfortunately, the college kid is from Missouri, I think.
Yeah, Missouri.
I can only imagine what his family's going through.
You can only imagine. You can only imagine, but you.
Yeah. You can only imagine. What do you mean you can only imagine? You're going through the same thing. You see, this is the thing. Edgar says, you guys don't know unless you're going through it. And listen, I agree with him on that. Like, none of us know someone who's not walking through it, right? But also, you know, when it comes to I can't think of his name right now, the young guy in that was found in the river. I just can't think of it right now. Well, you know what his family's going through, right? Because you're going through the same thing. Riley Strain, thank you. You're going through the same thing. You're going through the same thing. Thank you, Tara. Justin, please call me tomorrow. You have my number. I need to call you through. Tara, we need to talk through Facebook, I think, because it's not working. I don't know what it is, but it's not letting me call. So if we can maybe talk through Facebook, or maybe you can call me. Maybe Messenger would be better. Thank you, my lovies. I need to send you that thing. Yeah, imagine the people that the one of the missing child. Exactly.
You're in the same boat, right? And you're spending a lot of more time on this. You're worried about this kid and you're worried about this family.
Well, he ties, Elisa says he ticks me off the way he's tying the Riley strain to Sebastian's case. He does that with Summer. He tries to tie any case that he can. As long as it's either unsolved or solved and there's no foul play.
While you're supposed to be suffering. Wow, Chris Bradford, that is, and then that laugh. In the case of Katie, it's stooping delight, but with him, that is his form of stooping delight. How? He knows how Sebastian disappeared, and he thinks it's funny because he knows, but you don't know.
Do you guys receive hate on the internet?
Yes, and it's ongoing.
And you see how that was a part of the pre-interview, because the moment he hears the keyword hate, Chris Foot is ready to go. He cannot even wait for an extra second, to let her finish the sentence.
Yes, and you guys I've said that 1,000 times, right? 1,000 times. Notice the questions that they are comfortable with. Yep. Right? The questions that are critical about time frames, what they did that evening, all of that. It is very slower. Everything is slowed down. It's very measured, right? Just like the phone call that I recently released of Edgar and KK speaking to Seth's former PI. Fill us in on what Seth told you. Can the poll be dismissed permanently? You can just hit dismiss poll on that 3 little dots. Hold on. 1 second. There we go. I got it there. There we go. I dismissed it there.
Because that's exactly what he demanded that they speak about.
And it's ongoing. It's every single day. People are people, and they have their opinions. Everybody is
People are people, and they have their opinions. So profound. My God. What are you called? The Angerfoot poet? What's the woman? Oh God, I love her. I can't think this evening, guys. I'm exhausted. From Legally Blonde, the Bend and Snap, not Elle, but you want a hot dog? Jennifer Coolidge. Never mind. Dumbass. He's a dumbass. Is what he is. Is Seth Native American? I have no idea. I love Jennifer Coolidge. You look like the 4th of July. Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Formulating their idea of what's going on and who's guilty and who's not guilty because they want to know or they feel they need to know. There's a difference. Unfortunately, what I will tell you is
Elisa by CP. Oh, okay, I read that wrong. Holy shit, I was about to have a stroke, Elisa. I was about ready to have a stroke. I read that as CP is hot. I was like, is that a troll? I'm like, I had to look at it again. CP is not. Sorry. I can pick my stomach out of the floor now. Whew. Arg.
That when you're the family in this position and you're working with law enforcement and everything's going the way it goes, people automatically.
No, a lot of people thinks Proudfoot is a Native American name. It's is Scottish. It's Scottish. I'm really tired, apparently.
Assume this parent or that parent.
You see the order? Who's guilty and who's not guilty? This parent or that parent, same order. This parent or that parent. This parent, this is right here. That's Katie. That parent.
We're not Janine.
Is Seth. Who's guilty? Who's not guilty? He is telling us that this parent right here with me is guilty. And the other one is not.
Situation, I can promise you, every single parent has been vetted. I can't go into details, but I can tell you we have been vetted and we have been cleared.
No, you haven't.
Of all possibility of wrongdoing, foul play. There's nothing to that. We've heard all kinds of stories.
I pretty much don't even go on anymore at this point.
I do go on, and I do talk to these folks, and I want them to.
Do you hear Seth saying, I have been cleared all the time? I have been vetted and I have been cleared. No. Why? Because he doesn't care. He wants to find his son. Then he'll be cleared. I mean, I think they should clear Seth. I think they should. But you don't hear him constantly saying, oh my God, I have been vetted. I have been cleared. There's nothing to it. Do you? No. I don't know if I've ever heard Seth even say anything like that. He just wants his son. He wants answers. That's it. He doesn't care if people sit there and like him or whatever. You don't hear him saying, run backwards in a field full of, never heard such things in my life. It's crazy.
Understand, they have this formulated opinion on who we are, not who we truly are. They've never met us.
Well, we've seen your behavior in the last 14, 15 months. Check Messenger. I will call you at noon tomorrow. Psst, okay. Okay, my dear. Okay, that'll probably be good because I'll be driving at that time, so that'll probably be good. You just gotta love how CP and KP came on YouTube for a test run interview before they went on the media. It's the most bizarre thing. Didn't show their face. Second interview, their first interview on television, they showed their face. The next one on television, they showed their hands. What? What's wrong with cucumber? I don't know what you mean, Joe.
Yes, we've never been.
You don't need to meet.
We've never crossed paths with some of these folks. But
I mean, this is the thing. We have seen and we have heard stories directly from your mouth, Edgar, that you have uttered to us about hitting a child with a belt for forgetting about or not having about. We know the stories that you have told about throwing his stuff away, getting rid of his cats before you moved in, getting rid of his snake and everything else. We have seen you on here, and I can't imagine how terrified a 15-year-old and below, because Edgar was there for quite some time. Yeah, we see you, Cecilia. Good to see you, honey. Would have been. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Okay, Janine. You can email it or text it to me. I can't imagine.
I have told him all online, if you want to know, just ask me. I'll answer your questions to the best of what I can. There are some things that I cannot give you because law enforcement has dictated that we are not to provide certain information.
That is a flat out no. That is a flat out no. Which I knew that even before the email was sent to me. I knew that even before that because, hello, law enforcement cannot tell you to say this or not say this. They are not there to advise you of anything. They ask you questions and you answer them or don't answer them. That's as far as it goes with law enforcement. Ever. Ever. They don't advise. They are not your attorney. Law enforcement will either tell you something or not. And if they tell you something, it's perfectly okay to say it to the masses, us. Or they will not tell you at all. Zero, zilch, nada, every single time. And, of course, none of the three parents have been named a suspect or person of interest publicly, but privately, if they are looking at you at the time, hell no, they're not going to say anything to you. They have been tight-lipped, Sumner County, TBI, on this case from day one. Do those repulsive recordings of Edgar say guilt? No, but it is one of many things that make it, yes, a totality. Yes, that is exactly right, Erico. Absolutely. Absolutely. I always say, for me, it's not ever really just one thing that makes me personally suspicious of someone. It is a totality of little things along the way that add up, that make the bigger picture, right? So it's kind of a chain reaction, right? Like if, Sebastian walked out of the house on his own, right? There should be along the way at least a scent and one more at least, but there should be a scent, him being seen on at least one camera, or there should be a footprint, a shoe print, a sighting, and there's none of that. There's none of that. Why? Because he didn't walk out of the house. There's no proof of him, no evidence, right? And so you have none of that, right? And then on top of that, you have mom and stepdad, stories changing, right? We know that there is problems in the house, lots of them. Remember, this guy's been married 5 times. So that's, that doesn't, because you've been married 5 times doesn't mean you're going to have a kid missing, but it shows you that, yeah, there was probably something going on in the house. I mean, I think by your 3rd marriage, you have less than a 30%, 25 or 30% chance of a marriage lasting on your 3rd marriage. Not to saying that it can't, for those of you that's been married 3 times, but so every time you've been married, it goes down. And so, yeah, there's probably trouble in paradise, right? Edgar's friends said there was trouble in paradise. Neighbors said there was trouble in paradise. KK's person that she was putting a system in said there was trouble in paradise, right? Hey, Soldier Girl, Mohawk, good to see you in the bushes. Eileen Tugs, everyone, good to see you coming in. Yes, Val, I call him a serial matrimonist. Hey, Caroline, good to see you as well. And then you have the 5 CPS reports. Again, reports. I'm not saying 5 cases, 5 reports. There is, I think, 3 reports, 3 cases, 5 reports, from what I understand. And then there is the school, his teachers, and the staff there, right? You have the 3 a.m. lights that he doesn't want to talk about. Someone that has, 5 or 4 reports, or not reports, signs outside of his house. All kinds of stuff. It's a bunch of things constantly.
But I will try. I am direct, I am brash, but I'm very respectful.
No, you're not.
So, if you have questions, ask. I'll give you what I can.
You're as respectful as Satan.
Just be respectful, please. And keep in mind, there's 3 parents and there's thousands and millions of people out there that may have a question. We are trying to get.
I am going to get Jennifer Coolidge when she says dumbass. I'm going to clip that.
To them, I promise you.
In other words, you can ask, but
How has your guys' life been affected by this? Like, I know it's a broad question, but what's, like, when you wake up in the morning, what's it just like?
Think of it like this. You wake up every morning and your routine is what it is and you know it, right? Now wake up when this happens and you can't figure out what to do. You struggle every single day on trying to get out of the bed, to deal and face everybody's negativity, and you try to make it a positive thing.
Or the fact that my son's still not born.
did you hear that? You try to make this a positive thing. Really?
How has your
Listen, how does anyone find positivity with their child missing? How? There's nothing positive about it. Some situations, this isn't, oh, I've had a bad day, right? But I'm going to make the best of it. This is, some things in life, unfortunately, can't be fixed. And it's those situations that can't be fixed that are shitty. That's it, Janine. Yeah.
Guys' life been affected by the, like, I know it's a broad question, but what's, like, when you wake up in the morning, what's it just like? Miserable, to be honest with you.
Watch.
Think of it like this. You wake up every morning and your routine is what it is and you know it, right? Now wake up when this happens
Bingo, Kiki.
and you can't figure out what to do. You struggle every single day on trying to get out of the bed, to deal and face everybody's negativity, and you try to make.
Let me say something right there. I'm going to play that back right there. This is just a mind blower. I just caught this right here.
Everybody's negativity on trying to get out of the bed, to deal and face everybody's negativity.
Look here, guys. Look here. It's not about, waking up every day, trying to find Sebastian. Will today be the day I find Sebastian? No, it's about getting out of bed, facing the negative people who are asking the questions. What happened to your son? It's not, you hear any other parent get up and they say, I wake up every morning praying today will be the day that I find my child. Today will be the day I find my child. I pray every night that I go to bed. God, in the morning, let tomorrow be the day for answers. Not, I wake up every day just to face the negativity. Fuck the negativity for once. Fuck it. Where's my kid? Look at those two right there. Look at those two. She can't even look up. He does all the talking. People talk about what is most important to them. Remember that. People will always tell you what is most important to them. If you have a friend who always talks about themselves, they only care about them. If you have a friend that tells you there are problems, you tell them yours. They ask about the kids, they ask about your wife, they ask about your husband. That's what's important to them. You can't fake it. Your brain tells you to utter what is the most important. It's hard, very hard, to overcome that. Very hard to overcome that. We get up of the morning and we got to face all of this negativity, right? We got to, I bet you it is. I bet you it is. Getting up of the morning, explaining all of these interviews, all of these questions, having to give all of these answers. I bet it is. Desiree. Guys, my brain is fried tonight. I'm really bad with names. You know how I'm like this some days. Little I can't Desiree, her child's been missing for years. I can think of her name. I can't think of the child's name right now. Lines really messed my memory up. I want to say Gavin. That's not Gavin. Kyron Horman. Thank you. Thank you. It's me, Jen. Desiree says, she says this. I wake up every morning thinking, today is the day. Today's the day. We're going to find him. And that's what gets her through the day. Yeah, it's young now. I'm sorry. And that's what a parent, and Desiree is strong as she can be. We're going to get answers. That woman is out there. How long has it been since Kyron Horman? 2007? I can't even remember. It's been so long. She still does car washes. Fucking car washes. To pay for PIs and technology to help bring her answers for her son. 2010, 14 years. Okay. 14 years. Still doing car washes. When she does those car washes, I always try to send her something. She's not out here, oh, woe is me. Right? Not about out there doing that. Not, oh, today might be, every morning we wake up. Ridiculous.
You struggle every single day on trying to get out of the bed, to deal and face everybody's negativity, and you try to make it a positive.
Everybody's negativity. So that's not, just YouTubers' negativity, not just social media's negativity. Everybody's negativity. That goes for law enforcement. In my opinion, that goes for all of it. Everybody's negativity. Everyone's. So don't say just YouTubers or TikTokers. Everyone's. And it's only negative because he doesn't answer questions, right? He's not willing to answer questions.
thing.
With the fact that my son's still not home.
With the fact that my son is still not home. She had to interrupt him here. She had to be the one to interrupt him.
Yes.
And say, dumbass,
Listen
she's
to this.
asking about
Listen.
what it's like to miss.
You struggle every single day on trying to get out of the bed, to deal and face everybody's negativity, you know, and you try to make it a positive thing.
With the fact that my son's still not home.
With the fact that my son is still not home. She had to interrupt him here. She had to be the one to interrupt him and say, dumbass, she's asking about what it's like to miss Sebastian. And you're talking about us. You're talking about you. You're talking, please shut up.
Yes. Mohawk, you are absolutely right. He definitely skirts around the questions. He certainly does. He definitely skirts around the questions. I'm going to get this one a skirt too. Oh, little Edgar ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be.
You don't even understand the question. You don't even listen to it. You don't even realize what this woman is referring to, which is obviously how you must be suffering, not knowing where Sebastian is. But he goes on and on and on about himself, you know.
Okay. Hi, my name is Edgar. Leave a message at the tone. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope I get to this part now.
We have a bedroom that's empty that is never normally ever empty, except for when he's with his dad every other weekend.
You hear that?
So now we have a child that's missing. So think of it like this. You wake up every morning and your routine is what it is and you know it, right? Now wake up when this happens and you can't figure out what to do. You struggle every single day on trying to get out of the bed, to deal and face everybody's negativity, you know, and you try to make it a positive thing.
With the fact that my son's still not home.
You know, we have a bedroom that's empty that is never normally ever empty, except for when he's
May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your... I don't know. I'm not going to say it.
with his dad every other weekend.
Right. That is never.
Dumbass.
What do you mean never? Out of 7 days, it's empty 1 day. It's empty 1 out of 7 days. So it wouldn't make any damn sense to say it is never empty. That stuck out to me from the very beginning. And
I don't even think fleas would crawl on Edgar, to be honest with you. They don't want the bubonic plague or anything like that.
I went through my videos pretty damn fast because I had so many statements that I wanted to get to and didn't spend enough time on this one. We have a bedroom that is empty.
Ollie, do not insult Timu like that. Wish.
That is never. What was on his mind when he said never? And you heard the Chris Watts statement. And in my opinion, it was going to be the same type of statement. So that we have a bedroom that is never going to be slept in again by Sebastian. And he caught himself and he realized, how would I know this? And he says he's trying to make this into a positive. And they're showing Katie play around with the little crane. And from what I understand, in the AMW interview, they rented an...
What's that song? Hold on. Where was that? His lips are moving, and all I hear is blah, blah, blah.
An Airbnb. So they're pretending to what? Iron some clothes together or do some kitchen work together?
Yes, his pheromones probably smell like ass and pork rinds. Yes, you're welcome for that visual image.
Very somber, like they're suffering, like they're missing Sebastian. It's all fake, man. And again, I'm telling you, Seth, don't simply, you need to make some demands too. I think, and why is is that interview? Why is the segment about Sebastian so short? I've recently looked at some of the older unsolved mystery cases. Remember Ira Einhorn? The guy, Ira Einhorn. They called him the unicorn killer. And it was like, I don't know, was it 20 minutes or 30 minutes? Now I know, like, basically most of the story because they went so into detail. And what was this? What was this? I'm thinking they had a lot of footage. Didn't they say 2 hours? And they must have edited it out. They must have brought their lawyers. And what is Tony Mattis doing? What is he doing for Seth? And why is Katie going first? Why is she introducing Sebastian to the world?
Well, I'll tell you the how that interview happened is the body lady, she is the one that contacted, she knew someone that works for them, allegedly, and said, and that's how that interview happened. Now, I think KK and Edgar, I think they're up to 14 interviews, and Seth is up to like 80. So there's that. So I don't think that's fair on that. I disagree with him on that, but he probably doesn't know that either. Well, I know truth in time. I mean, I think a lot of us are upset that we feel like, things aren't being as done as fast. So yeah, I think Tony's done a lot for Seth. I mean, the I think it was around, I don't know if it was around Christmas or something like that. Tony had just dropped Seth off, I think in Tennessee. He got almost back home, and I don't know, some tip or something came in, and Tony literally turned around after driving from Oklahoma to Tennessee, almost all the way back to Oklahoma, and drove back to Tennessee, and then they drove like 10 hours to Virginia Beach. He does the real Me Too. He really does. Tony does a lot behind the scenes to help Seth. A lot. A lot. Yes, Mohawk. Yep, he had he invited him to his house, because you got to realize Seth has no one in Tennessee. No one. Literally no one. He moved there for his son. Justin, Tony and I drove 12 hours one day on a trip. Yep. Yep. Real Me Too has done a lot. A lot as well. And even when I wasn't a fan of Tony back then, I always said, what's in my business if Seth wants Tony? What's it anybody's business?
Why are they allowed to use this as a propaganda machine? Because that's exactly what they're doing. We have a bedroom that is empty, that is never going to be slept in again. I believe that's exactly what he was going to say. But let me just look at the caption.
A child is missing. So you struggle every single day on trying to get out of the bed to deal and face everybody's
negativity.
You know, and you try to make it a positive thing.
How do you make it positive while Sebastian is still gone?
Brandy, they don't even have none of that right. Most of it.
We have a bedroom that's empty that is never normally ever empty.
We have a bedroom that's empty that is never normally ever empty. Ah.
Except for when he's with his dad.
Exactly.
Every weekend.
Makes no sense, right? Never, and then except when he's with his dad.
Hold on, what was that?
He's with his dad.
Exactly.
Hold on,
we
what?
have a bedroom that's empty that is never normally ever empty. Ah.
Except for when he's with his dad.
Exactly.
Yes. In my opinion, right there, I've always thought we have a bedroom that's empty that's never going to be filled again. That's the way I thought he was going to say. But then he goes, that's, you know, unless he's with his dad. Mm-hmm. I agree with him there.
Makes no sense, right? Never, and then except when he's with his dad every other weekend. What came to his mind, in my opinion, is that Sebastian is never ever going to sleep in his bed again. He caught it. And that's not the first time he caught something. I want to find him so bad. Did I get to this part already? Did we get to this on the Lauren from Facebook short? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
I love Mike's accent. I love his accent.
Real quick, people. Hold on. Did I actually miss this part?
Lead to something positive. You know, and you try to make it a positive thing.
Here.
If she's Spanish, like, I want her back so bad. I want those kids back so bad.
Son, I want to find him so bad.
But there's no malice that we just want our boy home. Dad.
No malice. No malice. Who says no malice when they're saying that their child walked out the door? You aren't in trouble. Your mom misses you. Your dad misses you. Your family misses you. I miss you. I always thought a stepdad was family by marriage, at least. But that's just me. A forethought. Bingo! He tickles me. I love it when he's super educated. His accent and expressions are priceless. Yes. I never ever used the word narcissist, but yes. I agree. I think, Edgar, you cannot make 5 mistakes. Sometimes you can marry someone who completely changes after marriage, or you got married too quick, or something happens. You cannot do that 5 times. You have to look inward at that point. You have to look a little inward. I don't think that's possible for Edgar to do.
Your face.
That face.
Remember that hand movement she made when she said, and he's already?
He's already, yes. What did Janine say? Could that be an admission that was unintentional? What? What admission? Which admission, Janine? I mean, I don't think... Hey, Whistle, good to see you. I call Edgar Carl because my mom had a boyfriend just like him. He's the only person I ever hated. Yeah. Carl. Subspective. This is the reason behind it. He reminds me of Edgar from Men in Black. And he doesn't like cats. That's it, pretty much. That's Edgar.
And now Kate is. And no, I don't believe it's strangulation. That part I disagree with.
So, Alicia, when I called him Edgar one time, someone in chat said they called her KK, and it just kind of stuck.
It's just a sign.
Just a short thing for Katie.
And no longer with us. So, thank you, Lauren from Facebook, one more time for the great work that you do and your ability to not only listen to a bunch of BS, but then immediately recognize when there's something worth looking at. So
Vultures
bad.
don't either.
That's like Scott Peterson saying, my marriage was glorious. When you're overdoing something, describing something, of course you want him back so bad. That's your son. You're supposed to. You're not supposed to explain it. You're not supposed to explain that you were hysterical. You're supposed to
we don't care about
focus on finding your son. And people will be able to see through your action, through your reaction, how bad you want your son back. And that we could see with Seth in the AMW interview. That was the last part of that segment where then the people, by the way, that panel was horrible.
Yeah, subjective. That's what people ran with, but I've never, ever, ever, ever called KK or Edgar an unaliver. Ever to date. Never, ever, ever. Ever.
Horrible, in my opinion.
I don't think that's fair to say that, personally.
Just guesses thrown out mindlessly. And I don't know if the lawyers have stipulated that, you cannot say certain things. So they had to, what did they do? They just made stuff up, in my opinion. Because they didn't want to just sit there and say, sorry, we cannot talk about any of this because the Proudfoot's lawyers told us to be quiet. So they're talking about, Elizabeth Smart was a whole different case. Yes, they went to the bedroom, but the kidnapper. But that's also is a great reminder. Don't be careful whom you allow to work on your house.
Bingo.
Whom you allow any access to your children. I mean, unfortunately, we have to be that vigilant. So let me look if I can actually see that.
Yes, Jenny.
So before I get any further, Terry Bowersox replied to somebody on Facebook. And he said, where would you recommend that he research that the professionals haven't already searched? Multiple times, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Please be specific. So he's telling you, you're not a professional. You should not bother searching.
I mean, in my opinion, Crystal Lee, I agree. I think it's virtually impossible, my opinion on that KK doesn't know more. I think it's virtually impossible. There's nothing, zero, zilch, nada, that, like I've always said, if one of them were true, I could say, we don't know. Like, what happened to Sebastian after he walked out? But he's not on camera anywhere. No sightings, confirmed sightings anywhere. No dog scent anywhere. No articles of clothing. No shoe print. No footprints anywhere. And the 3 a.m. video, one person coming in a car, pulling up in the road, getting out, running towards the house, 2 people coming back. Now, if one thing hadn't happened, we could have said someone was there getting Sebastian and left with him. But the problem is, the one person ran back toward the house. Wasn't any of the neighbors. They didn't go past KK and Edgar's and Sebastian's house. Didn't go past that. There's too much there. Now, I think law enforcement knows exactly who is involved and all of that. And maybe they're putting together a case, which absolutely can take more than a year for cases like this. Absolutely. Maybe they have just enough and they're waiting for more. Maybe they're hoping he will be found. I don't know. It could be any of that. I don't know. But as far as my opinion goes, there's nothing based upon what police have told us. Remember, Edgar made it sound like, oh yeah, Sebastian went out and walked and, his scent was to the pond. That never happened. Are they afraid to prosecute it? I don't think so, Lakeside. I don't think they're afraid of the family or anything like that. Personally, that's my opinion. I don't think so. These cases are some of the most difficult cases that you see overall, not just Sebastian or Summer's case. And there's a lot of these cases where parents say their child walked out or someone just took them in the middle of the night. Remember baby Lisa? Baby Lisa. Well, I mean, there was people that said there was a man that was carrying a baby down the road at like 3 a.m. But this person supposedly took their phones, right? Supposedly took their phones, went in the house, took their phones, and took their kid, a baby. But in that little area where they live, those phones were used right in that area of their house and the outside of their house all night long, almost all night long. Very, very difficult cases, these are. I think they went in that house and, some cases there's just not forensics, right? Well, if you're looking for Sebastian's hair or KK's hair or Edgar's hair, well, it's all in the house. They live there, right? Just because, let's say, for instance, Madeleine McCain. Yes, I believe I know what happened to Madeleine McCain personally, but I don't talk about that case because it's one that's really contentious. But what was I saying before that? Oh, but sometimes there's just not evidence. There's just not physical. I know a lot of people say, well, they should have went in there with forensics. I mean, they went in there and they did some testing. They did do some testing. I do know that. But let's say, for instance, someone went in there and was mad at Sebastian, or he came out blaring, and someone just hauled off and knocked him. Right? Hauled off and knocked him. Trigger warning what I'm about to say. And something broke. Something broke. Head, skull, neck. Something broke. Happens all the time. Specifically, now think about this. Specifically because of Sebastian's chromosome deletion. Why? Why? Because with the chromosome deletion that he has, you have generally a smaller, more fragile skeleton structure, right? And you are generally much lower body mass, meaning your muscles aren't as strong, right? Your muscles is padding for your skeleton, right? All of that. And they fall, but just because you get knocked and just because you fall to the ground does not mean you bleed out. Doesn't mean that at all. Sometimes you bleed under, specifically head wounds. You're absolutely right, Gina. I believe the chromosome deletion was actually more important in this, absolutely. Now, if there's there's nothing to that enough was lost to be that as well. Yes. Yes. Now, for instance, let's say Ginger's right. Let's say that someone breaks into a house and they stab someone, right? And they bleed out. And then they freak out. They take the remains and put them somewhere. And they don't, the police never find the remains, but they know who the suspect is. They have them in the area at the time. They may even have them coming into the house from the neighbor's camera, right? Well, they came in and, the suspect says, no, I was at my house sleeping all night long. Well, you better explain why your damn phone was in the house and why you was in your car and you was seen at the stoplight down the street. And there's all kinds of blood at the crime scene. If you lose a certain amount of blood, you cannot sustain life. You cannot sustain life, which means we know you are dead. You couldn't have survived losing that much blood, right? So we can charge you with murder because you were in that house. We see you coming in that house. We see you for the next 4 stoplights, right? Traveling at a high rate of speed at 3 a.m. in the morning. So they can charge you. But if you are, this is the thing. People's like, well, Lori Vallow. Well, Lori Vallow didn't say her kids ran away. She said the kids are fine. She wasn't smart in that. She wasn't smart in that, which is a great thing. Everyone screws up. If you've committed a crime, you're going to screw up. You can't get them all right. Lori Vallow said, the kids are fine. They're with their grandma or they're with their aunt. Called the aunt. No, we know they're not with their aunt because or grandma or whoever, Kate Woodcock, we called or she's the one that called the wellness check-in. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant they're with my friend in Arizona. So they said, you said the kids are fine. You have such and such date to show us, give us proof of life. If you don't, your ass is going to sit in jail until you show us the kids are okay. But in Summer's case, in Sebastian's case, Summer's case, she was just gone. Sebastian's case, I don't know why he walked out the door. I don't know why he walked out the door. Now, in my opinion, Edgar and KK were smart in this aspect. whenever, or KK particularly, she said, I don't know why he walked out the door. He walked out the door. It's voluntarily. It's volunteer, right? Sebastian did this on his own. I don't know why he walked out the door. Not, I think someone took him. I think someone took him. Or Sebastian's fine, but I'm just not going to say where he's at. He did it. You hear the dispatch. You hear the dispatch. I played it the other night, and I told you guys, whenever the dispatch person said, he's never ran off like this before, or he's never done this before. This was, from the beginning, voluntarily. Sebastian did this on his own. I don't know what caused him to do this, but he did this. Now, we ask the questions, people like myself, Deception Detective, Mike Damon, a bunch of people who stays on this case. Well, how do you know he walked out the door? Because if you wake up of the morning and your kid is not in their room and they've never done this before, and you look through the house a whole 3 minutes and you are panicked and you say, I don't know why he walked out the door, you're going to be confused when you wake up of the morning and you see your kid's not there. You don't know what happened to them. You have no idea. You might think they perhaps could have eloped during the nighttime, but this isn't your type of child. He's fearful, not doesn't like, their words, fearful of bugs. Fearful. Again, stepdad's and mom's words. Fearful of bugs. He is swimming pool bound. He doesn't like to get dirty. He's scared of loud noises. So much so, he won't even go out the back door. So, he would never go barefooted. So you're saying that's going to make you way more confused because he hates the outdoors and bugs and stuff like that. So why would he go without anything on his feet? Why would he go without any clothing around his arms, protection, a coat? So you're not going to actually think, I don't know why he walked out the door. A child that is fearful of these things, doesn't like the dark, mind you, is not going to go without shoes or anything. So you're not going to say, oh, I don't know why he walked out the door. You're not going to say that. You're going to say, my son hates the outdoors. Someone had to take him. But if you say that, it's going to immediately start a criminal investigation. Immediately. Night, Rita. Immediately going to start a criminal investigation. So, there's that. Now, you say, oh, he walked out the door. People are just going to start looking around your house. This is just an autistic child that eloped. Just an autistic child that eloped. It's very common for autistic child to elope. 50% will by the time they're 12, 40 or 50% will by the time they are 12 years old. Now, after 12 years old, they don't generally elope ever if they're not going to elope. But if you say, I don't know, he walked out the door, he must be around here somewhere. I'm going to start looking. Sebastian, Sebastian. But if someone took him, that opens up a whole new ballgame. How do we know he left with no shoes? I thought never confirmed by Ellie. Suspected, KK, which I've played it here before, she said that Sebastian, she got rid of all of Sebastian's shoes and everything like that because he grew, this is her words, 2 shoe sizes in a month. And Seth bought him a pair of shoes and some boots. And she said, and this is what she said, it wasn't warm enough for slides yet, meaning flip-flops. So he didn't have any of those. His shoes were all accounted for, yes. He had both pairs of shoes at the side of the door. She didn't even mention that, but there were supposedly slides by the bed as well. Now, my opinion is on that, and again, yeah, KK said that, she said, get in the car, dude. She's like, Mom, KK goes, she acts like Sebastian. She says, Mom, my shoes are tight. And she's like, we just got you those. And she goes, Sebastian goes, yeah, well, they're tight. And she's like, get in the car. I find it ironic that this child was supposedly wearing all black the night he vanished. Yes, Mohawk, that's what I said. That's what I said. She said the slides were, she says it was too, it wasn't warm enough yet for the slides. But Seth said his slides were right beside the bed. I don't believe he was wearing all black that night. I don't believe it. Seth took Sebastian to the boot store, got him, and took Sebastian just over 2 hours to pick the boots. Yeah. If you have a kid with autism, it's a chore for them to pick out. It's a chore for any kid to pick out shoes. But it is a big discrepancy.
There's nothing you're going to be able to find. Multiple times. Similar to, they look.
Do you think law enforcement not confirming shoes for holdback for some reason? I think if Sebastian is found, I think there will be a big, big thing to do with his shoes. Mark my words.
Looked everywhere. And somebody's telling you how much has been done. You don't focus on what has already been done when a child is still missing.
Yes. His clothes that he was wearing at the Roadhouse were accounted for. Now, this tells me that I believe Sebastian got home, took out the trash, may or may not have had a shower, and he changed. He changed into something. And then I believe most likely between 8 and 9 or 8 and 9:30, but I would say 9 in my opinion. Something really bad happened in that house. Really, really bad happened in that house.
What you think of is what may you have overlooked, and then search the area again, and then expand the search. But you don't just expand the search and say, okay, this 5-mile radius is cleared, or this 10-mile radius. You may want to revisit it. There are so many houses he could be in, so many properties he could be on. There are so many people to interview. Have you seen anything? Glasses.
One thing Edgar says, he said, don't go on private property.
Similar to Sebastian's have been found 0.3 miles from the house of the Bauer success. Please be specific. Please be specific. I will be specific, Terry. How about your property? Or the properties, the businesses?
Holly, if it was premeditated, it's very possible. Seth said, you're right. Seth said that KK liked to get him when they were fighting in his sleep. Yes.
Of your family, junkyard, whatever there is.
Excuse me.
Has that been searched? Not necessarily multiple times, but how about, have your cars been searched? Have the dogs been deployed to your car? The cadaver dogs.
Thank you, Holly.
That's what I'm interested in.
Thank you.
Every single car of every family member of Chris Proudfoot, in my opinion, the cadaver dogs should be taken there. But they don't have that search warrant. So when somebody tells you everything has been searched and that there's nothing, that is a huge red flag. Where could he be? Should we visit this place again? Should we search here again? That's normal for the parent of a missing child, to think about all possibilities and revisit every possibility and say, a child does not just go poof.
Near Beach High School in Sumner County. My life is not the same without my son. He's not here. He's somewhere. Someone has him.
This year has been the worst nightmare I could have imagined to come alive.
Just wants whoever has him.
I did not hear that. I missed it. Edgar has always been, that isn't Sebastian when those tips come in. Yeah.
Coming back. It's my son.
I mean, this is the thing. Even if you thought it wasn't Sebastian, but there's a chance that it could be, and you don't know where he is, you would want for it to be checked out. You don't know unless it's checked out. And you don't know unless you know. I think they went out the sun porch. Even I went to the even I went to North Carolina. Even I went to North Carolina and asked questions. Edgar's like, nope, not him. Now, I understand you could probably, check to see if you knew, if it's him or not from a visual standpoint. But unless it is checked out, you're still going to want to know. I even measured for height. Sure did. That's right. That's exactly right. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you. Nick B said May 7th that LE said it wasn't him. I was looking at that last night. Yeah. I agree, truth in time. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you. It is almost 1 a.m. I have to get an early start in the morning. Got a drive home. I'll see you guys tomorrow evening. Join me. It'll be earlier tomorrow than it is tonight. I did a follow-up with this Investigator Saturday. I have hope too, Caroline. I have hope too. All right, guys. Thank you, YouTuber. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, everyone. God bless each and every one of you. Hug the ones you love. Life is short. You only get so many trips around the sun. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ash Cash. Good night, everyone. God bless you all. See you tomorrow.